Namo Namaha. Shubhodayam. Today is another good day. We have another webinar, and this is the last webinar on Sanatana Dharma by Dr. Visalakshi ji. And so far we had 7 webinars on this topic, and this is the last one. We will start with Vande Mataram Prarthana and then webinar. So request C.C. Babu Garu to start Prarthana with Vande Mataram. Sorry, Vande Mataram.
Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Sujalam Sufalam, Malayajasitalam, Sasya Syamalam Mataram, Vande Mataram. Suprajyotsna pulakitayaminim Pullakusumita drumadala shobhinim Suhasinim Sumadhura bhashinim Sukhadam varadam mataram Vande mataram Vande mataram. Namaskaram.
Vande Mataram. Request Anantanji to start the prayer, please.
Hari Om, 1 minute meditation. Sit erect, close the eyes, concentrate on breath, relax the body. Give auto suggestion to yourself for another 1.5 hours. My mind should not entertain any other talk, any other thought other than the class. Om. Om. Om Ganana Antva Ganapati Gum Havamahe Kavin Kavinam Upamashravastamam Jashtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anashranvannoti Visida Sadhanam Mahaganapataye Namaha Prano Devi Saraswati Vajedir Vajinivati Dhenamavidyavatu Vagdevyai Namaha Gurureva Gatir Gurumeva Bhaje Gurunaiva Sahasmi Namo Gurave Na Guroh Paramam Shishurasmi Guroho Matirasti Gurau Mama Pahi Guru Jnananandamayan Devam Nirmalaspatikakritim Adharam Sarvavidyanam Ayagrivam Upasmahe Shruti Smriti Purananamalayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Pada Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Putrabhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ।
Okay, thank you, Anantanji. Let us start the webinar, please.
Om Sri Mahaganathipataye Namaha. Om Sri Parvati Rajarajeshwarabhyam Namaha. Om Sri Metha Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Sri Mahasaraswatye Namaha. Om Shivaya Gurave Namaha. Om Namah Shivaya cha Namah Shivaya. Today we are starting very late. 15 minutes time has already passed away. So in fact, after completing Vivaha Samskara, 15th one, we have to go to the last one, Antyeshti Samskara. But because time is less, I will just start Vivaha Samskara for 2 minutes, I'll tell, and then 16th Samskara, I'll complete in short in 5 minutes, and again come back to Vivaha Samskara, which may take in fact more than hours time to tell, but I will just mention all the items that will be performed in the marriage as a list, and then will not go into details of any of them. I will just give the importance of main items of the marriage and their inner meaning or their significance. Only those points I will tell. Even then it may take at least 1.5 hour time. So I'll cut short even them if time is not there. At least today I want to speak up to 8:30 certainly, because today is the last day. Advaitam sukha dukkha yoranugatam sarvasvavastasu yed vishramo hridayasya yatra jarasa yasminnaharyo rasaha kalena varanatyayat parinate yat snehasare stitam hadram tasya sumanushasya kathamapyekam hi tat prarthyate. This is really a very wonderful sloka written by Bhavaputi Mahakavi in Uttara Ramacharitra while speaking about the Dampatya of Sita Rama, who are ideal to the entire mankind. No one can tell better than this about Dampatya. Dampatya is Advaita. They say Dampati, Jayacha Patihicha Dampati. Wife and husband both together are called as Dampati, as one word. Though appearing as two bodies, the bond of the couple, the wife and husband, is one mind and one soul. That bond is called as Dampatya Bandha, marital tie, we can say. Two different members, a girl and a boy, the moment they become one with the bond of marriage, they live as shadow to each other, and in joys and sorrows, they live as one person, one, sharing equally. In all parts of life, they accompany each other. This Advaita bond gives rest to the heart, gives happiness and pleasure to the mind and soul. As time passes away and old age steps into their lives, then their bond will be more and more, in fact, and the veil of that difference between the two will be fully removed. The relationship between them gets matured and the bond of love grows stronger, and the bliss of this bond increases but never decreases. Everyone prays for such a bond, but it will be obtained by only those who are really very fortunate. Such is the greatness of Vivaha Bandha, spoken in our Sanatana Dharma. Sri Sita Rama's marital bond is of such a type. So Sri Rama's heart exists in Sita Mata's heart, and Sita Mata's heart, Hridaya, exists in Sri Ramachandra's. Such is the inseparable bond of love of Dampatya Dharma of Sita and Rama. That is why among human couples, Sita Rama are the ideal couple to all of us. Every couple should be like Sita Rama in love, confidence, and regard to each other. That is the greatness of the bond of marriage, which makes two different persons as one with the pious marriage. That is the bond of mantras of marriage, and makes them live inseparably lifelong. One of the most, some sound is coming. Please, all others, mute your phones and videos or audios. One of the most important of the Shodasa Samskaras of our Sanatana Dharma is the marriage bond that connects Kama Purushartha with Dharma Purushartha in Chaturvitha Purusharthas and makes them enter into Grihasthasrama, which is the that is this Grihasthasrama is the best one among all the samskar, all these four ashramas, because they take care of the brahmacharis and sannyasis. In fact, vanaprasthas, they take care of their livelihood there in the forest, but even it is the duty of these grihasthas to take care of them also. So all three types of other ashrama people depend on grihasthasrama. This marriage sanskara is so pious because it keeps up the vamsha, the lineage survive. This bond of the marriage is considered to be the bond of several births between wife and husband, which gives mutual cooperation to wife and husband physically, mentally, spiritually. It is considered as Atma Bandha. So, the normally it is said, Kanya Varayate Rupam, Mata Vittam Pita Srutam, Bantavaha Kulamichanti, Mrishtanam Itare Janaha. Now, the events of marriage in sequence, just I will mention, the sankalpa to do the marriage of the girl and the boy, the parents have to take. Then Kanyavarana, that is searching for a bride. Third point is keeping sumuhurtas for Nishchaya Tambula and Vivaha to get the Lagna Patrika written by Daivagnya. Now the fourth point is both the parties to sit together in the presence of Machavartis and discuss about the procedure of marriage. Now fifth point is after the marriage is fixed, while we start whitewashing the house, decorating the house with muggulu, colors, etc. all. 6 is to take Nishchay Tambulas. 7 to worship Vinayaka, and to the we do mudupu, we tie that mudupu kattadam, we say. 8th, to start the works of marriage, to bring turmeric and kunkuma to the house. Now 9th is printing of wedding cards. 10th, the works to be done immediately are inviting gods to come to the marriage, giving them the wedding card. Now 11th point, to start inviting relatives and friends. 12th point, to do Mangala Snanas and to make the girl and boy ready for marriage. To do Peliguduku Pelikuturu, we say, and Pasupu Danchatamu, we say in Telugu. To grind turmeric roots, we take and grind them into powder. Then 13th point is on the marriage day to do Mangala Snana and to do as bride and bridegroom. Peliguturu Peligudukun cheyatam. 14th, to arrange for Vididi, for bridegroom's party. Now 15th, Yedurkolu. 16th, arranging breakfast. 17th, the priest should start the events with Vinayaka Puja by both the parties of Vadhu and Vara. 18th is Raksha Bandhana. 19th, Nandi Devata Puja, Pitru Devata Puja. Then Samavartana or Snatakotsava. Then Kashi Yatra, Kanyavarana, Sadasya, to read Lagna Patrika and inviting for marriage mutually. Both the parties will do it. Now 24th point is The priest should start the events with Vinayaka Puja by both the parties, Vadhu and Vara. 18th Raksha Bandhana. Then Nandi Devata Puja, Pitru Devata Puja. 28th point Samavartana or Snatakotsava. Then Kasi Yatra, Kanyavarana, Sadasya to read the Lagna Patrika and inviting for marriage. I am repeating, I think. For both the parties to do it. 24th, priest makes the parties of both parties and makes them to do Vinayaka Puja. Now 25th is the advice Gauri Mantra Upadesha to the Vadhu by the priest, and he makes her worship Gauri Mata, that is Gauri Puja. 26th is Gotra Pravara Patana. 27 Uttara Janchas and Patu. 28th Vara Puja. 29th Madhuparka. 30 Kanyadana. 31 Lagnastaka Patana. Terasella we say the Adhitera. Then 32 Sumuhurta Churnika. 33 Vadhuvara Samikshanam. 34 Yuga Chidrapisheka. 35 Madhuparka Vastras and coming with Jyotis. 36 Mangala Sutra Dharana. 37 Yoktra Dharana. 38 Akshata Ropana Talambrala Vedika we say. 39 Pushpamala Dharana. Karpura Chandana Mala Dharana. 40 Brahmamudi. 41 Raksha Bandhana. 42 Pani Grahana. Then Pradhana Homa, Saptapadi, Sannikallurai stone we say. Then Lajala Homa, Nagavalli, Dhruva Nakshatra Darshana, Arundhati Nakshatra Darshana, Arghya Pradana, Stali Paka, Sadasyam, Veda Pathanam, Mahadashir Vachanam, Sesha Homa, then Phala, then Palaharala platelu we say in our Telugu, that is giving all sweets, hot, etc. to bridegroom's parents will give, mother gives to the mother and sister of Vara. Then Alakapantu we say. Then 55th point is Nakabali, Kotnalu we say. 56 marriage feast, Pelli Bhojanam, Vindu Bhojanam. Then Bhujam Bantulu are playing with flower ball. 58 Parvati Parameswara Sallapa. 59 Bomma Appagintalu we say. Bomma Appagintalu. Then 60 Dampati Tambulas. 61 normal Appagintalu. Then 62 Nadikattu. Kandapilaka we say, with that we tie. So Nadikattu. Then 63 Sare Pradana. Drishtidosha Pariharana, Drishti Theatam. Then 64 bride entering into Varas Vididi Gruha. 65 Gruha Pravesha along with husband to enter into the house of Vara. 66 Satyanarayana Vrata Charana by bridegroom. Then 67 Bhojanas. 3 days sleep at the house of Vara, bridegroom. And then 69th point is 3 days sleep at Vadhu's, bride's house, parents' house. 70 Garbhadhana Samskara at that night. Then 76, 71 to give Vadibiyam and to send Vadhu to her in-laws house. Attagarinti Pampatamu. 72 16 days festival, 16 Rojula Pandaga. Now 73, the last point is Vadhu and Vara start to lead happily, that is happy married life. They start to live along with in-laws. Then Vara's parents at their house. Here ends the marriage samskara, that procedure completely, and they enter into Grihasthasrama, and Grihasthasrama Dharma Palana starts. So now I will tell about this 16th samskara and then come back to our Vivaha samskara. Now the last rites and the last samskara out of Shodasa samskaras is Antyeshti. Antya means at the end, last, and Ishti means Yaga or Kratu. Antyeshti samskara is the last rites performed by the elder son along with his wife, along with his younger brothers and their wives, to his mother or father when they leave their bodies and go away. This is the last rite to be done to the jiva on this earth. Jatasya hi dhruvam mrityuh dhruvam janma mritasya cha, we say. One who is born has to die, and those who die have to take birth till they attain moksha. So every person or every living being has to take birth according to their karma phala. For whom this Sancheshti Samskara would be done according to Shastra, their dynasty grows well, good occurs to them, to their Santana. And this Jiva also, without any difficulty, where he has to go according to his karma phala or her karma phala, they can go easily. For whom this Sancheshti Samskara is not done properly, for them it becomes difficult to go to Uttama Lokas. The 60,000 sons of Sagara Chakravarti could not go to Uttama Lokas as they were burnt to ashes by the anger of Kapila Maharshi. And later, when Bhagiratha brought heavenly Ganges to earth and Ganga Mata flew over the ashes, then they could go to the heaven. It is the duty of the son to perform rites, the Aurtva Daihika karmas to either mother or father. And everyone celebrate this Shraddha karma on that tithi and to do Pinda Pradana in Gaya, and if possible to do Pinda Pradanas at Brahma Kapala near Alakananda Nadi at Badrinath. More important than these karmas is to listen to the words of parents and do those words, whatever they say. This is more important when they are alive. So by doing these three works, a son is called as a son. Putra. Putra means we say Punnama Narkat, Putnama Narkat Rayata iti Putraha they say. Then, so the three duties he has to do here is are Jivato Vakya Karanat, listening to them while they are alive. Pratyabdihi Bhuri Pojanat, on their tithi. Bhojana should be given to worthy persons. Then Gayayam Pindadanena, to at Gaya and Brahmakapala, Shraddha Vidhi should be performed by the sons, children. Tripihi Putrasya Putrata. By these three, Putra becomes a real Putra. The seed sprouts, becomes a plant. It grows, branches come to it, and it becomes a very big tree. For so many years, it gives fruits, flowers, and leaves, etc. Then gives shadows also to others. In due course of time, the leaves become grey. Then slowly the leaves start falling down, the branches, stem, and the whole tree also slowly dries and it dies. This is very normal procedure to all living beings. So we all got Shadbhava Vikaras. Asti Bhati, Asti Jayate, Varthate, Viparinamate, Apakshiyate, Vinasyati. These are the process by which we go. It is inevitable. We should try to live full span of life here as told according to Vedas. So according to scriptures, doing righteous deeds, our kartavya karmas we have to do, and without any interest for the fruits, we have to do the works, our duties, and offering the fruits to Paramatma. We should always be ever ready to leave this body and go away when the call comes from God. Rabindranath Tagore said, when death comes and knocks at my door, I will set my guest with the vessel full of my life. So, having spent the whole life with Satyanishta and Dharmanishta and Dharmacharana, doing Kartavya Karmas, worshipping Agnihotra or that is Agnihotra, a Sathaka, all of us devotees. At the end of his life, a Sathaka prays sun god and fire god and says, Krutam Smara, Krato Smara. Oh God, you please, you know everything. You are all knower. So please remember my deeds, what I did throughout my life following the Dharma and Satya, the scriptures as laid down in scriptures. So please lead me to Uttama Lokas when I leave this body. That is how the sadhakas pray. We all have to pray. People say the greatest fear in this world is mrityu bhaya, which is inevitable. Then when it is inevitable, why should we be afraid of that mrityu? For dharmika persons, there is no death at all according to our Shastra. In fact, the death is only to the upadhi, not to the soul. So, ajo nitya shasvatoyam purano na hanyate hanyamane sharire. That is, it is given in the Upanishads, and Bhagavad Gita also says the same. Shiryata iti shariram, dahyata iti deham. So it is natural course. What we have to do is to lead the life according to Shastra. In the olden days, they used to leave the body not with any diseases or suffering, but with yoga. Yogenante tanu tyajam. That would be possible by doing our duties properly, leading the dharmika way of life throughout. Thus, when one leaves the body, how to purify that body and the jiva that existed in that body is well explained in Gruhya Sutras. All our Dharma Sutras, Apastamba Gruhya Sutras, etc., Dharma Shastra Granthas. It is very well explained in Mahagaruda Purana in detail. All these details regarding who and what sort of apara karmas have to be done to the departed, the body and jiva, what sort of lokas are there, in which path the jivas start to go and they go, what sort of jivas are being carried away by what sort of path, Devayana, Chandrayana, Suryayana, Dhumaloka, Jyotiloka, like that. Here on this earth, with what sort of antya karmas, in what method and how many ways the karmas were to be performed, and by whom, and the procedure of karmas to be done every month. That is, after a person leaves the body and goes away, then every month on that tithi, Srartha karma should be performed by the by sons, elder son first, and followed by all other sons. So after performing all these every month, and then Traipakshika, Shanmasika, specially they have to keep. Then Samvatsaras, Samvatsarikas we say, after completing 1 year. So that Shraddha Karmas, they all are being explained in Garuda Mahapurana and Dharma Shastras, the procedure they have explained. So many varieties of Naraka Bathas are explained in Garuda Mahapurana, and also the paths by which the pious souls would be brought to the Naraka, where they enjoy a lot the presence of great Yamadharma Raja. From there, how they have to go to Divya Lokas. After coming to Yamaloka, then according to their karmas, these jivas will be sent to Divya Lokas for pious people who did all righteous deeds throughout the life. But those who did all wrong deeds and apunya, that is papa karmas, they will not be brought to this Yama Sadhana. They will be brought directly to Naraka Loka, where they have to suffer according to the deeds which they did. So everyone must read this Garuda Mahapurana to know about the gatis of jiva and karmas to be done, etc. So many points. When children sense that their mother and father, or anyone, either mother or father, is going to die, about to leave the body, then what sort of vratas, danas should be given and ahutis to be offered. The sons should make the parents do them. All are well explained there in Garuda Mahapurana. After the death, the body should be purified with mantras, and Antima Yatra starts in front of all the relatives and friends. All are aware of what is to be done on all these days, and how many days the Ashaucha lies, and how to give food, and that is how to give good food. On 12th day, Samarathana we say, to inviting everybody, we have to feed them, and how they should get Brahmana Asirvachana, and to do Udaka Shanti on 13th day, etc. All are well explained in all Shastras. and are in practice. So Garuda Mahapurana spoke about the Mahima of Sriman Narayana, the God, and the methods to reach him. We all should lead righteous life throughout our life, following all the samskaras and reach Godhood. Every month, the moment when the jiva leaves the body and goes away, then onwards, he gets a sort of yatana sharira, they say, and also it is departed jiva. This physical body, gross body will not be there. He will be in subtle body, sukshma sharira. So for them, our 1 month is 1 day for them. So if every month we do this Rartha karma, every day they will get food to eat. So we have to do every month these Rartha karmas and Samvatsarikas. Then after 1 year, every hour 1 year is 1 day for them. So if every year on that tithi we perform Rartha karma, the Pitru, that is they will get the food every day. And Pitru Devata Gana is there, Bhargaspatyas, etc. They say Barhishats are some gods. So when we do this Rartha karma and offer, then the Pitru Gana, they take that food and pass it on to that particular jiva in whatever loka they stay, in whichever form they stay. Either they may be in the form of gods in heaven, then this food goes in the form of nectar. Suppose that jiva may reborn again as human being, then this food offered by the sons, children, it goes in the form of food for them. Suppose they are in the form of beasts, suppose cow or buffalo or anything, then it goes in the form of grass. Whatever may the form, the body be of that jiva. So whatever food they eat in that form, that Srartha karma, whatever is offered, it turns into goes that is Pitru Devatas make that food turn into that food which they eat. So this is about Antyeshti Samskara. Now we'll come happily again to the marriage celebrations, and only the antararthas and significance, importance, we will try to know. Marriage means a man got right to perform Deva Yajnas or Pitru Yajnas or any sort of karma kanda, karmas. Nitya karmas, of course, they can do, but Naimittika karmas, to do any sort of karmas, marriage is very essential, because after the marriage, along with the wife, he has to perform all these vratas and yajnas, yagadi, karmas, etc. So, in front of the fire god, as witness, this marriage will be celebrated. Agni Sakshi, we say. Patyurno Yajna Samyoge, we say. The children born through such a Dharma Patni, who is married in front of all the gods, in front of fire, according to Veda mantras, in Shastrokta Vidhi, is called as Dharma Patni. And the children born through that Dharma Patni possess the right to perform the Pitru Karyas, then all other Yajna Yagadi karmas, kratus, which the father entrusts to the sons. Now Gautama Maharshi called this Vivaha Samskara as Sahadharmacharini Vrata. This is a vow to get Sahadharmacharini, because the wife follows in all righteous religious deeds the husband. The importance of Vivaha Samskara is spoken in Manusmriti as Darathinas Tatha Swargaha Pitrunam Atmanaschaha. It is in the hands of the wife that the forefathers attain meritorious lokas, divya lokas, because unless the wife cooperates, a man cannot do any such things. Nothing can be done by him. So he cannot perform the rites even. So even Nityanaimittika karmas also should be done by the men along with the cooperation of their wives only. So this marriage, though celebrated only once in the life, yet it is called as Nitya Karma, this marriage, because it makes them obtain the power to practice Nitya and Naimittika karmas every day. There are so many relationships to a man in this world, but the most pious and inseparable, most valuable bond is the bond of mother and child first. Parents, mother, father, and child. That is the first bond. Then after Mata Pitta Putra Sambandha, the bond of Patni, the wife, is also as pious and inseparable as that of parents. A girl and a boy who were unknown till that time were tied with the samskara of vivaha, performed in the presence of gods with the chanting of mantras. The mantras got such a power to make them one. Actually, what is meant by vivaha? Why do we call a girl and boy as Vathu and Vara at the time of marriage? How is the marriage samskara to be performed? In what manner the priest and the parents do samskara to Vara and Vathu with the chanting of mantras? What is the meaning of those mantras? How the marriage bond is celebrated between them? What all works we have to do for marriage in the marriage, etc. All these points are to be known in detail, in fact. So the word vivaha is formed from the root vaha prapane. Vaha means to bear. Vaha prapane with the upasarga vi. Vivaha vivaha. Vahayati prapayati iti vivahaha, we say. Vi means visesha. Then vaha means to bear the burden. Bharta also we say, one who bears the burden of wife is Bharta. Bharinchevadu Bharta we say in Telugu. Vivaha is that which makes to obtain wife for maintaining the duties of Gruhasthasrama dharmas, household duties. According to the Shastra, there are 8 methods of marriages. Among them, which method is to be followed by whom is well explained in Shastras. So the marriage should occur in the form of, that is according to the birth a person takes. This marriage system also depends, befitting to that person. So according to Brahmins, according to Kshatriyas, like that they give. So according to their befitting manner, the method should be followed. Manusmriti says that 8 methods of marriage are, he has given in one sloka. Brahmo daivas tathai varshaha, prajapatyes tatha suraha, tatha asuraha. Paishacho rakshasaschaiva, gandharvascha astamo vithaha. The 8 varieties of marriages are Brahmi vivaha, Daiva vivaha, Arsha vivaha, Prajapatya vivaha, Asura, Paishacha, Rakshasa and Gandharva vivaha. The characteristics of all these 8 varieties of marriages are described here in Shastras. Normally, we all do Brahmi vivaha. In Brahmi vivaha, the decorated bride will be offered to a virtuous bridegroom with pouring of water, considering the Vara to be Sriman Narayana and Vathu to be Mahalakshmi. So by this Kanyadana, Kanyadatas 10 generations prior to him and 10 generations later to him, and including himself, his generation, 21 taras, we say, will cross and get liberated. 21 taralaki mukti lapistundi, that is how we say. The Upanayana samskara and Vivaha samskara should be performed according to Shastras with sincere belief and complete shraddha in them. If they are not conducted properly according to Shastra, then the aim with which we do them will not be obtained by them. That is those who do. It is very great loss to our Sanatana Dharma and to all the individual jivas. A house, the society, or the nation will get enriched depending upon the character of women. If women are virtuous and pious and possess good traits, good qualities, which are given in Shastras, then have the correct way of thinking and possess the qualities which women should naturally possess, God has given originally, then that family, that society, and that nation will walk on the progressive path. Women should naturally possess all good qualities, which now I am telling: modesty, bashfulness, endurance, loving nature, capability of doing household work, smiling face, purity in thought, dedication in behavior, regard for mother-in-law, father-in-law, and all elders of the family, maternal, that family wherein she steps. Regard and love and devotion for husband, Shraddha in the honor of family, Kutumba Gaurava, to keep up, respect for all the well-being of husband, and having Stritva, Satitva, and Matrutva. If wife is virtuous, she can mold everybody of the family as virtuous and noble. But if women are wicked, cruel, selfish, do not care and love in-laws members, do not respect husband, if she is very egoistic, have that bad qualities, then there will not be peace and happiness in the family. All members will suffer due to one such type of cruel mentalities, girl, or even the society, or even the nation. So Arjuna said in the same in Bhagavad Gita, Strishu dushtasu varshneya jayate varna sankaraha. Therefore, the girls need to be brought up since the childhood with the knowledge that they are girls, Adapillalu. Ada, in our Telugu we say Adapillalu. They are the Pillalu, children of Ada, that family where they have to step in and go and lead the full life. They have to go to their mother-in-law's family. That is their house. They should think that that house is their real house. They should love and honor all the members. They're befitting to them according to the relationship and become one among them. And marriages should be performed when girls are of the age of 12 to 15 years. That is the real proper age for them to get married, so that they will develop attachment with in-laws family. So family members, in-laws family members, and behave properly, considering them as her relatives, her people. Shastra tells that the bride should be selected carefully because kubharyaya jivitam nashtam. If an arrogant and selfish, egoistic girl comes as the daughter-in-law, then and relatives, the happiness, everything, then the respect to the family completely would go away. Just as they search for a very good, virtuous girl, the bride's parents also should search for a virtuous, good bridegroom also, who is honest, loving nature, educated, having earning capacity, having orthodox feelings. This one word is enough. Everybody should possess orthodox feelings and respect for our samskaras and Sanatana Dharma. Such a bridegroom should be searched by the parents of the girl. Apastamba Gruhya Sutra say that Suhrudas Samavetan Mantravato Varan Prahiniyat. We should search for a worthy, virtuous bridegroom. The marriage is a very auspicious event. If mother and father both are virtuous, celebrated marriage properly as per Shastra, then their children would be virtuous and have regard and concern about parents. In Mimamsa Tantra Vartika, it is said, Anyatra avinayam kurvan pitrubhyam varyate sutaha tayoreva avinitasya ko bhaved vinivarakaha. If our children misbehave with others, we can tell them to behave properly. But if children misbehave with us, the parents, then who will what of them? So our children to be virtuous and morally well, their parents need to be virtuous with good conduct. Then their santana also would be born virtuously. So for children to be righteous, their place of production must be righteous, must be reformed with Vedic mantras, and good bond must be created with pramanas and vagdanas. That is taking a sort of oath. The bride and bridegroom both should take such oaths, vagdanas. It is said no matter how hard we try, marriages will be decided as the result of our deeds and debt. Runanubandha Rupena Pasupatni Sutalayaka. That is why we have to make sure that our deeds and are cultured. Stritva is there in strees, women. After marriage, Satitva and Patnitva also come to them. After marriage, a girl becomes Dharma Patni to her husband. Then the man gets Bhartrutva after marriage. When they become Dampati, they gain Matrutva and Pitrutva by becoming mother and father. So they give happiness to Pitru Devatas by doing Pitru Karyas. They please gods by performing Shrauta Smarta Karmas, Yajna Yagas, and get the Anugraha of gods. Therefore, one should search for a girl born in a noble family, having noble thoughts, and who cooperates in all Nitya Naimittika Shrauta Smarta Karmas to the husband when husband performs. Bridegroom's parents wish only one thing and expect from their daughter-in-law that she should mix with all of them wholeheartedly and love them and regard them. And they 100% they love this girl as their own daughter and even more than their daughters, because she keeps up the progeny. She makes their son happy and all. So, and also she takes care of them in the old age. And it is she who has to do along with their son the Ancheshti to be performed to them. So every mother and father love their daughter-in-laws very much, but daughter-in-laws never know about this fact. So that is how our society is nowadays suffering a lot. So like their own daughter, they consider and behave with them with regard, love, and concern. Behave obediently with elders, keep up the prestige of the family, and enhance the respect of the family among relatives. Lead happy marital life with her husband, and to be by the side of mother-in-law as her daughter. So these are the expectations of mother-in-law and father-in-law from the Kodalu, we say, the daughter-in-law. So then automatically mother-in-law loves and treats her daughter-in-law as more than her daughter and completely hands over the responsibility of the house and family to her. This is how they should behave. The mother and father, that is the mother-in-law and father-in-law, automatically love their daughter-in-law as they love their sons, because they know that unless this girl is happy, she is very happy and peaceful, their sons cannot be happy and live peacefully. But that girl may not have such maturity of thinking. In fact, nowadays, no girl is having such moral bond. So since the childhood, it is the duty of mother and father to develop such noble qualities in the minds of daughters. So then the families, society and the nation would flourish. Now Shastra says, Agre Kulam Pariksheta. In Apastamba Gruhya Sutras, in many slokas, Maharshi explains how we have to select a girl, a boy and all. Banthu Sila Lakshana Sampannam Arogam Upayacheta. Similarly, in case of Vara also, a healthy, handsome, good, having noble thoughts and born in noble family, such a type of girl and boy should be selected by both. Similarly, Banthusila Lakshana Sampannaha Srutavan Rogavan iti Vara Sampat. So this is the same type of searching. Now Shastra says Nacha Gunahinaya Karhischit. Never the father, the bridegroom should be born in an orthodox family with good health, having noble thoughts and is well educated, having Shastra Jnana. Such a person should be selected, and never the girl should be given to a person who is having bad habits, vices, or a person who is not virtuous. So Apastamba Gruhya Sutras say, Yasyam manas chakshusho nibatnanta syat vruddhihi negne na itarena adriyate iti eke. So by seeing which girl the eyes and the mind of bridegroom gets satisfied, she can be selected as bride if her family history matches to that of bridegrooms. So all these are the same points which are elaborated in Shastras, and especially while searching for bride or bridegroom, Sagotra, Sapinda, Samana, Pravara, people should not be selected because their relationship will be brother and sister. So all these points are explained in Yajnavalkya Smriti and so many other Smritis, Manu Smriti also. Manu Smriti says, Avipluta Brahmacharyo Lakshanyam Striyam Udvahet Aroginim Pratrumatim Kanyam Asamana Arsha Gotrajam Ananya Purvikam Kantam Asapindam Yavi Yasim, etc. The same, of course, the points. Then Kanyadana. Also, Kanyadata says with Vara at the time of Kanyadana, Asyam yo putraha jayate same putro bhavet. Because if a girl do not have brothers and only girls are there or only one daughter is there, then her parents got the right, according to Shastra, to ask Vara and Vara's parents to give the Dauhitra, the first son born to that couple, be given as son to them. So they say Bhagini should be, that is, a brother should be there. Both boy and girl should be there. Now, in our tradition, marriage is not just that process which unites man and woman, but it is the union of two families, the union in between two dynasties, Vamshas. Once get united, this couple should together achieve dharma, artha, and kama, and together should strive for achieving moksha purushartha. At the time of marriage, bridegroom says, Brahma Praja Sampatyartham Striyam Udvahe. I am accepting this girl as my wife for the sake of getting the most glorious Aishwarya, the Santana, through righteous manner. A person who has to marry a virtuous woman because when his mother and father leave the body and go away, she has to lead the light, support him in doing all these last rites and all. That is most important. A man should do Agni Karya every day with the fire he worships on Upanayana day. Now with the fire he acquires at the time of marriage, he has to do Srartha Karma. Srartha Karmas. A person becomes qualified to do Agnyopasana only when he performs Prathana Pravesha Homa, Stalipaka, Agni Upasana, Vivaha Diksha, Diksha Visarjana, and Shesha Homa, etc. So a good Vara should marry a Vardi Vadhu, by which God Devendra will be pleased and blesses the couple. Because when he becomes a Gruhastha, he will perform Yajna Yagas and offers oblations. Somarasatmakam Annam he has to offer to the gods, to Devendra. It is said in Ekagni Kanda that Samaryama Samphago Nonini Yat Sanjaspatyagum Suyamamastu Deva. Vara decides that by the blessings of Aryama and Bhagadevata and Agnideva, their Dampatya should be strengthened. When a Vardi girl is decided to be given in marriage to a Vardi boy, all the gods accept that marriage and bless the couple. So this is known by the mantra of Taittiriya Brahmana. Dadami Chagnir Vadati, Tatheti Vayuraha Tat, Hanteti Satyam Chandramaha, Aditya Satyam Omiti, Apaha Tat Satyam Aparas. So first Agnihotra accepts and says, okay, I will give this girl to that boy, because till that time that girl exists in the protection of Agnideva. So first Agnideva has to accept to offer that girl to the hands of Vara. So Agnihotra says, yes, I'll give. Then for that Vayudeva also says, let that be so. Then Moon also says, yes, I accept this. Then with wonder he says, then Sun God also says, this is acceptable to me also. Then Varuna Deva also says, yes, with the consent of all these gods, the marriage would be performed and that bride will be offered to the bridegroom through Varuna from the fire god with the blessings of all the gods. So that is why Kanyadana is done through the gods with the pretext of Kanyadata under Kanyadata, the father of Vadhu, making him a nimitta. So finally through Varuna, that is water, they pour water and offer the hand of girl to him, Vadhu's hand to Vara. If a girl baby is born, the parents become very happy and carefully nourish that baby, that daughter. But actually it is the gods who are taking care of that girl and nourishing her to grow to youth and are protecting her. Somaha adadad Gandharvaya, Gandharvaha adadad Agnaye, Rayimcha Putragumscha adat Agnir Makhyamatho Imam. This is there in Ekagni Kanda. This mantra is there. When a girl baby is born, then onwards, Moon protects her, making her grow with his digits, Chandra Kalas. So just as Moon grows with the increasing of digits, he makes the girls also grow with Kalas. That is why the small babies look very attractive like Moon. Thus, taking care of that baby, Moon hands over the responsibility of the protection to Gandharva at the age of 10 to 11 in between. So then Gandharvas start taking care of her. So that is why girls look very beautiful at that age. And their beauty and their art of singing, Sangeeta, or Chitrakala, or any sort of arts, Sahitya, etc., will be increased in them. Gandharvas give them that, give the girls that knowledge, the prominence in them they get. Thus, in the childhood, Moon takes care of the girl child, and at teenage, Gandharvas take care of her and protect, teaching the arts to her, and then they hand over this girl to Agnideva at the age of 17 or 18. In case of marriages, when they were done at the age of 8 years, then also all these gods used to take care of the girls. So at whatever age the girls may be, the marriages may be performed to the girls, all these gods take care of her. So Agni Deva takes care of that girl, giving her the chastity, pavitrata, and power to protect her chastity, and hands over her to the Vara at the time of marriage. This Agnihotra hands over and blesses her with the power of getting Sat Santana, the capability of providing food to all family members. With the money given to her by her husband, she maintains that family. That power of maintaining the family is given as boon by Agni Deva to her. At the time of his Upanayana, the Brahmachari prayed Agnihotra, Suprajaha Prajaya Puyasam, Suviro Viraihi, Suvarcho Varchasa, Suposhaha Poshaihi. This is the most important mantra. He prayed Agnihotra to give him all this in his future. So Agnideva accepts his prayer at that time, and whenever he needs whatever things that Agnihotra gives them to him, so that he is being given by God all these things by Agnihotra. Now a Kanya is given to him by that Agnihotra as a result of his prayer, which he did at the time of Upanayana. A commentator by name Haridatta said that the Vara praised Agnideva as Yatha Gruhasto Bhavani Tatha Suprajaya Phuyasam. When I become a householder, then favor me with good progeny, Sat Santana. The foremost purpose of marriage is to get Sat Santana, Prajaye Gruhamethinam, to become free from Pitru Runa. We have to be free from Pitru Runa through children only. Now we should know why they are called as Vara or Vathu. Vara means Srestha, the best. In those days, at that time, to that girl, that person was the best and befitting person to be married. He was Srestha for her. So the elders decided that person to be Vara. Vara means, the meaning of word Vara is best, Srestha. He is best to that girl. For that girl, he is the best person. Then why this girl is called as Vadhu? Because he bears the burden of this girl after marriage. So one who is being born by is Vadhu. One who is being taken care is Vadhu. The Vyutpatyartha of the word Vathu is given as Uhyate Putreneti Vathu. She is being taken care by not only husband, by son also, whom they get after marriage. So she is called as Vathu. In our Sanatana Dharma, the marriage is a samskara, the great samskara. It is not just a function as being treated by a nowadays. Many other religious people, they consider this marriage just as a tie between a boy and a girl. They do not have this concept of divinity and God's inviting and God celebrating the marriage with all these mantras, Veda mantras, which have great power in them. Each and every letter possesses immense power. It is not celebrated like that. So many foreigners are now understanding the significance of our Sanatana Dharma Bhatha Vivaha and are trying to follow this method, marriage method. In our Sanatana Dharma, once the wedding occurs, then God Agni as the witness, then the bride and bridegroom, they live lifelong. They start this dampatya, and for lifelong, for one person, one girl is one wife. For one lady, only one husband. That is our Shastra. That is our what is said in according to our Shastra. So we maintain that bond throughout the life. Not only that, many that is why they live together without getting separated, as nowadays people are taking these divorce and all. So they believe. So not only that, many such couple believe that their bandha exists for several births. Janma Janmantara Sambandha, we say, Sapta Janma Sambandha, they say. So they live very happily. So never want to get separated at all, as is the habit of other foreigners. But nowadays, due to the bad effect and influence of foreign culture, this Paschatya Vyamoha, and because the minds of our Sanatana Dharmanuyayis and Bharatiyas Indians is being polluted by foreign rule, our people also started imitating foreign methods, and many people are getting separated after marriage, taking divorce. Taking divorce is not our culture. If the youth realize the greatness of the marriage and the aim of the marriage and the meaning of the marriage, the mantras of the marriage and the inner meaning and essence of marriage, such mishap would not have occurred in our society. So it is very essential to know the sanctity of the marriage and the meaning and antararthas of the marriage events. Now we will try to know the meaning behind the events of this ritual. To us, Bharatiyas, Sri Ramachandra and Sita Mata are the ideal couple. Sita Ramabhyam Namo Namaha. Ekapatni Vrata of Sri Ramachandra and Pativratya of Sita Devi are ideal to all of us and to the whole mankind, in fact. That is why we say, Yatra cha bala Devi samana, Devi swarupaka, Bala sarve Sri Rama. Mrudapicha Chandanam Asmin Deshe, a sort of song is there. In that song we say, girls are treated as Devi Swarupas and boys are Sri Ramachandras. So mutual loyalty and confidence are the foundation of binding attachment of wife and husband. We believe marriages are made in heaven by God. So although we feel that we are doing the marriage, in fact, it is fixed by God. The fate, the Runanubantha Rupena Pasupatni Sutalayas, we say, the Runanubantha which united them, and here we are just implementing them, God's decision in our marriage. That is why we bear what sort of husband may come, the girl bears, the wife bears. Whatever type of this bharya comes, the husband bears throughout the life, suffering a lot also. So, and even the mother-in-law, father-in-law, etc., they are all bear the girl because they feel it is Runanubandha. Whatever deeds they did, the result is coming. So they have to bear and they should try to be happy in that condition only. Now, in our marriages, we first invite gods to come as witness and bless the couple, and next we invite relatives and friends. So the marriage takes place in front of 3 crores of gods. Kula Devatas, Ishta Devatas, Trimurtis, Trishaktis, Navagraha Devatas, Panchabhutas, sun, moon, stars, planets, God Devendra, Devi Devatas, Digdevatas, Prakriti Devatas, all of them come to, they are, and even our shadows, they are also Chaya Devatas. Shadows, all are present at the marriage and all are witnessing this marriage. They are all sakshis to the marriage. It is actually fire god who is the most important witness. So even the sages with their wives come to the marriage and stay there. Even the Pitru Devatas come and stay there. And all the Maharshis and Pitru Devatas also bless this couple and everybody involved in the marriage. While all are watching, this couple, the Vara and Vathu, make promises in front of all these 3 crores of gods, Maharshis, Devatas and all. They are making promises. Then how can they violate their promises? But they do not have this knowledge. So they can never trespass these Vagdanas, the promises. If we have this knowledge, then how can there be any divorce at all? Now let us try to know the scientific and spiritual greatness behind the events of our marriage. The meanings of some mantras, not all mantras. In fact, we should know the meanings of all the mantras, but it's very difficult. In the Vivaha Samskara of our Sanatana Dharma, there are certain prakriyas, the actions we do, done with the mantras, which purify with the divine power. The relationship between water and fire, Varuna Deva and Agnihotra, it is special. The process of Vivaha starts with water in the Kalasha and the flames of fire in that Vedic altar, Homa Kunda in Vedic altar. So during the wedding, beginning of the Kratu starts with Varuna and Agni. Vadhu's hands will be kept in the hands of Vara, and uninterrupted stream of water will be poured from the conch, Shankhamu we say, into their hands. Jalam Amrutam we say. Water is Amruta, nectar. Water got the power of nectar. Electricity is generated from the water. Water is the conductor of electricity. The flow of water causes electricity in the hands of both Vara and Vadhu, and through their hands that enters into their bodies, attracting each other mutually and creates love in between them. So pouring of water through the conch awakens the spiritual energy in them, in both of them, and leads them towards the sadhana for attainment of apavarga. This process is to be realized that the marital relationship is not just physical and makes the couple do their household duties perfectly. In our traditional marriage, that is marriage festival, there is a prakriya called as Yugat Abhisheka. Yugat Chidra Abhisheka. So Uttarena Yajusha Tasya Shirasi, Tasyaha Shirasi, Darpenvam Nidhaya, etc. The mantra goes like that. The Darpa grass would be molded into round, as kurchas they say, you might be knowing. That is called as invam here at this marriage time. So the invam, that is the darpas which are made into rolled around as if rings. So that is called as invam. So it would be like chutta kuduru also we say. Chutta kuduru means we keep pots on a big chutta kuduru made with palm leaves and all. So this invam will not be very small like that, which we said. Then now it is a little bigger, which will be kept on the head of the bridegroom. So this invam will be prepared by priest prior only. So this chutta kuduru, which is a, a sort of round object where the pot can be put so that it will not fall down. So keeping that invam on the head of the bride while chanting the mantra, Tasmin Uttaraya Dakshinam Yugachidram Pratisthapya, then they keep a wooden log. They keep that kuduru here, and then over that they keep a very big log, wooden log, which will be long, and that will be kept on that head, and make a hole on southern side, south side, and pray God Indra with the mantras, pouring water. Khenasaha Kherathaha Keyugasya Shachipate Apalam Indraha Trihi Purtyam Tripurtvi Akarat Surya Varchasam. So this is said in Ekagni Kanda again. O God Indra, you have sprinkled water 3 times on Apala, on the head of Apala, from the chariot sitting in which you are going, moving away, and made her holy and gave her the luster equal to the luster of sun. Similarly, you please remove the defects of the body of this Vadhu and give her luster equal to sun. Thus praying the Varuna, praying the Vara, thus praying with these mantras, the Vara keeps gold ring, pure gold ring without stones, on the whole of that wooden log, the whole made on south side, and pours water which falls on the head of Vatu. So it means Indra, God Indra is pouring that water and purifying her as he did in case of Apala. The story of Apala also I'll say in 1 minute. The story says, Apala nama kachit kanya Shiktrini Bapuva. Shvitrini means bolli, we say in our Telugu, having white spots on the body. Tam Kanyam Shvetaroginim na Kashid Upameye. There was a girl by name Apala. She was suffering from a disease called white spots, and no one came forward to marry her. One day she went to a river to take bath and saw a Somalata floating and coming towards her on that water, Somalata, which is very much liked by Indra especially and all the gods. Immediately she picked up that Somalata, pierced it, she squeezed it with her hands only because there are no other items there, and she made that Somalata get the juice, so she could get Soma juice, Soma rasa. The juice of Somalata is prepared by her, and mentally she worshipped God Indra, and Manasika Yajna she performed mentally. She performed Yaga to please God Indra and offered this juice of Somalata to God Indra. Then by her Manasika Sankalpa and Manasika Yajna, she did the Somarasa, physical Somarasa, which she poured, reached God Indra. At that time, Indra was going somewhere, sitting in his chariot, but he was very much pleased by the devotion of Apala, and he sprinkled, because she offered Somalata juice. So he sprinkled water through the holes of the wheel of the chariot and cured her disease and gave luster to her body and mind. If gods are pleased, they will favor us. Tejo vai hiranyam, ayur vai hiranyam, they say. Gold gives luster, glory, and longevity. The waters purifies the body and soul. With the mantras, Sivenatva Chekshusha Pashyantu. Please see her with your auspicious sight. This is the prayer of Vara to God Indra. Thus they pray the gods, and gods give her purity of body and mind and make her body lustrous, more lustrous. These Yuga Chidra Abhisheka mantras got such a power. Later, they make Vathu wear Mathuparkas. With the mantra Uttaraya Yoktrena Sannakhyati, they tie the waist with Yoktra Bandhana. Nadumu, we say, to that part they tie this Yoktra. Yoktra is also made with darpas, which are very auspicious. These holy darpas are made into Yoktra, means a sort of big thread, and that would be tied to the waist of this bridegroom, and they put a knot with that Yoktra. They put a knot while chanting the mantras. Ashasa na saumanasam. With this mantra, that is a big mantra, and they should hold that rope of that pass. So keeping a knot at the navel part, then both the edges he holds like this, having kept that knot at the part of navel. Then the meaning of this mantra is, the girl who is having noble mind, desires to get children, prosperity and beauty, is desired by me as my life partner throughout my life. So I am tying this Yoktra to bring her towards me to marry her. I want to bring her near me and marry her. Regarding this Yoktra Bandhana, elders say that both husband and wife, both are like two bulls that pull the cart, bullock cart, in the form of samsara chakra. So both are equal. Both should cooperate to pull that samsara bullock cart. This Yotra Bandhana is the bride, that is Dharmapatni, accepting to cooperate in the dharmika karmas done by her husband. By this Yotra Bandhana, because she accepted that would be husband, that vara, to tie that yotra to her waist and then put that knot. So she has accepted to behave as Dharma Patni to him, following her husband in all his works throughout the life, giving respect to his thoughts and deeds. In Veda Bhashya, it is explained as Yatha Vivake Striyaha Kanthe Mangala Sutram Lingam Tadvat. This is a sign. Lingam means sign, Gurtu. This is a sign equal to that of tying Mangala Sutra in her neck. Even this Yotra Bandhana. That girl who is sanctified by such mantras said in Vivaha Samskaras alone is worthy to be called as Dharma Patni. Patirno Yajna Samyoge. Patni means one who got eligibility to do yajnas along with her husband. By her only Agni Siddhi occurs. When the marriage is celebrated, the husband says with his wife, Gruhan Gacha Gruhapatnim Yathaso Vashini Tvam Vidathamavadasi. That is, you come to our house as Gruhapatni and encourage to do meritorious deeds. You encourage all of us to do meritorious deeds. Bring all members under your control with your love, care, concern, and regard and affection. Na gruham gruhamityahuhu, gruhini gruhamuchyate. The house is not called as a house. Just the house is not a house. The housewife is called as the house. The person who got married is called as gruhastha. Gruhastuhu, we say. Gruhe tishtati iti gruhastaha. One who stays in the gruha, one who resides in gruha is gruhastha. Gruhini and gruhastha together should maintain the house. Both got equal responsibilities. One's own responsibilities they should do. They should do their own responsibilities. At the time of marriage, both wife and husband took oaths that they will not trespass each other in dharma, artha, and kama. Dharme cha arthe cha kame cha nati cherami. Dharme cha arthe cha kame cha nati cheritavya. So both should do. Whatever they do, should do with mutual consent. Another most important event in the marriage is Kanyadana. At the time of Kanyadana, while taking the Sankalpa, they seek the blessings of all the gods and then start the procedure. Brahma Vedapati, Shiva Pasupati, Suryo Grahanam Patihi, Shekro Devapatir, Havir Hutapati, Santascha, Sena Patihi, Vishnu Yajnapatir, Yama Pitrupatihi, Shakti Patinam Patihi. Sarve te patayah Sumeru Sahita Kurvantu Vo Mangalam. Thus, in several slokas, they pray gods. I just recited only one sloka here. Later, they do dana, dashadanas, or even then so many other danas also, but dashadanas are dwadashadanas, we say, are important. Tyaga Naikena Amritatva Manasuhu. In all our rituals, donations, danas take most important role. Those who do any daiva karya or any shubhakarya at home or anywhere certainly donate money and clothes and all and other dravyas to Brahmins and get their blessings. Hiranya Garpa Sambhutam Savarnam Cha Anguliyakam Savarnam Cha Anguliyakam Sarva Pradam Prayachami Prinatu Kamalapatihi. For the pleasure of Sri Mahavishnu, they donate gold. Yajna Sathana Putaya Vishwasya Thaugha Nashini Okhanasini Vishwarupa Tharo Devaha Priyata Manaya Gava. Gava means Gomata, cow. Gomata, the cow is Yajna Sathana. Due to her only, anyone can do any yajna or abhisheka puja, etc. The panchagavyas we use in yajnas are obtained from our desi cow. She is samsara papa nasini, removes the sin of this world. By Godana, the god Vishwarupa is pleased and he blesses. Sarvesham Asraya Devi Varahena Samudhrita Ananta Sasya Phalada Atashantim Prayachame. The earth, Mother Earth, Bhumata, is the substratum and solace to all living beings, not only humans. She yields endless crops and feeds all living beings. She is uplifted by Lord Sri Hari Sriman Narayana in the incarnation of Varaha Avatara. By donating such a pious and powerful Bhumata, people get tranquility and happiness, peace of mind and happiness in life. So we should pray Bhumata. Thus with such sankalpas, rice, wheat, salt, ghee, sesame seeds and navatanyas, then cloths, etc. So many objects are to be donated to worthy persons. Even the pratigrahita, the one who takes these danas also should be worthy of accepting these danas. So to a worthy person at the appropriate time, these danas should be given. In the process of Vivaha Karyakrama, the wife and husband perform several yajnas. The power of the mantras recited at that time create holiness and protection to them. They pray Garhapatya Agni to bless the Vathu with Dirkha Saumangalya. That is, longevity should be given to her husband. After the marriage, the wife always prays for the protection of her Mangalya. That is, safety and healthy span of life of her husband only. They also bless her to get worthy children, gods. They pray, that is, this couple pray and aspire Juloka, Vayuloka, etc. And they worship the gods Vayudeva, Agnideva, Ashwini Devatas, Indra, Varuna, etc. gods to protect her children, that is, their children. In Lajala Homa we say, Lajalu means Pelalu, the fried rice. The wife and husband pray God with Veda mantras to bless them to live long with mutual love and happiness. Anyonya Dampatya Sukha is requested there. Later, Vara, the bridegroom, expresses his mind regarding how his wife, this girl Vathu, should be with him throughout the life. She accepts to behave as he wishes, as he wants her to be. She accepts. Then similarly, the wife also expresses her wish as to how her husband should be with her, and husband accepts for that. So both accept mutually for expressing their desires and giving consent. So both their wishes are as per Shastra. Shastrokta dharmika wishes only they should ask, not others. They both express their will and wish that even they want to follow the footprints of Adarsha Dampatis of gods first, and then Dampatya Dampatis of Rishis, Rishi Dampatis, and then Manava Dampatis. Manava Dampati is only Sitarama. So to follow the footprints of Sitarama. So that is how both of them pray. This is the greatness of our Sanatana Dharma. The bridegroom says, Rakhavendre yatha Sita, Vinata Kashyape yatha, Pavakeche yatha Swaka, Tatha Tvam Mayi Bhartari, Sudakshina Dilipecha, Vasudevecha Devaki, Lopamudra yatha Agastye, Tatha Tvam Mayi Bhartari. Atro yatha Anasuya cha, Jamadagno cha Renuka, Sri Krishna Rukmini Yadvat, Tatha Tvam Mayi Bhartari. Thus there are so many other mantras. I just gave only 2 or 3. Thus he mentions still many more dampatis and wants his wife to be like that. She agrees for that. Next most important event is Saptapadi. Sakha Saptapada Bhava. One becomes a friend to one person, to other. If he walks 7 steps, or if he talks 7 words, 7 steps together, would we understand that that sort of sublimity exists in those prayers, and wishes are there in that Saptapadi. While putting the 7 steps, such mantras are uttered which got power. So to say that our relationship is of 7 births, that is how Vara and Vadhu consider. So thinking in that way, Vadhu keeps 7 steps according to what her husband says. Whenever he is saying one mantra, she is putting 1 step, like that. So they are said through these mantras. Om Ekamishe Vishnu Swanayatu. Om Dve Urje Vishnu Swanayatu. Om Trini Rayas Poshaya Vishnu Swanayatu. Om Chetvari Mayo Bhavaya Vishnu Swanayatu. Om Pancha Pashupyo Vishnu Swanayatu. Om Shad Ritupyo Vishnu Swanayatu. Om Sakhe Saptapada Bhava. Sa Mam Anuvrata Bhava Vishnu Swanayatu. The bridegroom asks bride to keep 7 steps and recites the mantras praying Sriman Narayana Vishnumurti to make her those steps fulfilling his scream, his 7 desires. Vishnuhu Tvam Nayatu. May God Vishnu lead you to keep the steps. First step for getting proper food throughout the life, Annalapa, and getting Aishwarya. Real Aishwarya is Mukti. Second step for physical and mental strength. Third step she keeps for getting strength to practice Pancha Maha Yajnas and be free from Pancharunas and Nitya Naimittika Karma Charana. Fourth step she keeps for enjoying Saukya and wealth. Fifth step for getting Pasu Sampada, servants, etc. Then sixth step for Dharma Rakshana, and to serve Ritviks in all 6 seasons and get happiness in all seasons. Now finally the 7th step for safeguarding Grihastha Asrama Dharmas. So the spiritual thinking, she should put these 7 steps, and bride also, while keeping each step, tells that she wants, whatever she wants, now she is telling. First husband said, now wife is telling while keeping the food there. Dhanam dhanyam cha mishtannam vyanjanadyam cha yad gruhe madathinam cha kartavyam vadhu rajye pade vadet. Kutumbam rakshayishyami sadate manjupashini dukhe dhira sukhe krishta dvitiyesa abravid vachaha Patibhakti Rata Nityam Kridishyami Yatha Tvaya Saha Tvadanyam Naram Mamsye Tritiyena Abravid Tritiyena Abravimidam. So Lalayamicha Keshantam Ganthamalyanulepanaihi Kanchanair Bhushanai Stupyam Turiyesa Pade Vadet. Arte Arta Bhavishyami Sukha Dukkha Vibhagini Tavajnam Palayishyami Panchame Pade Vadet. Yagne Home Cha Danadau Bhavishyami Tvaya Saha Dharmartha Kama Karyeshu Vathu Shasta Vade Vadet. Atramshe Sakshino Deva Mano Bhava Prabodhinaka Vachanam Na Karishyami Saptame Sa Pade Vadet. She says that Dhana, Dhanya, Vyanjanas, etc. all should be under her control in the family, because the moment she steps in that house, she will start taking care of, that is, she starts to take the in charge of kitchen and taking care of the health and wealth of the family, all family members. Then she cooks good items and she feeds all family members. She says she will speak pleasingly, she will take care of the family, she will stand firm in hardships and pleasant at happy situations. She will walk following her husband as Pativrata. She will never think of Parapurusha other than her husband, even in dream. She will never, she will wear flowers, ornaments, sandal paste, etc. and amuse her husband. She will share sukha dukkhas with him. She will never leave her husband at any time. And she always obeys the commands of her husband. She will accompany him in dana karmas, dana dharmika karyas, karmartha kama karyas, yajna karyas and all. All the gods are witnesses for these my words. That is how she says. I will keep up my promises. I will not deceive you at any time in life. These are all the promises that girl said, took. All these are the votes the Vadhu takes and tells at each step of Saptapadi. With such pious bhavas, ideas, both wife and husband, they want to lead whole life. Then how can they get separated by divorces as here people are doing? So our Sanatana Dharma is tying wife and husband with such mantra bharita divine power. Because they are becoming one with such mutual promises, her gotra changes to the gotra of her husband. That is why the gotra changes, because mostly the girl is promising. So according to her promise, she changes her gotra, her surname and all. This is the parakasta of Grihasthasrama Svikara, changing the gotra and intiperu, we say, the surname. So after this Saptapadi Gamana, the bridegroom blesses the bride who bows down to him. Now next the priest shows the Dhruva Nakshatra to the bridegroom. The Vara puts his hand over the right shoulder of Vadhu and shows her the Dhruva Nakshatra in the sky and says that even our marital bond should be as strong and exist forever as that of Dhruva Nakshatra, and says like this. Om mama vrate te hrudayam dathami, mama chittam anuchittam te astu, mama vacham ekam anujushasva, prajapatisva niyatu, prajapatisva niyunaktu mahyam. Keep your heart in my heart, keep your chitta, mind in my mind, make your mind my mind, and do my words. God's preceptor Bruhaspati may instigate you to please me by your thought, behavior, that is works and deeds, by your words and deeds also. While reciting these mantras, he touches the feet of her and he touches the heart of her. That is her heart he touches. Then both she touches the feet of her husband and bows down. Both the hearts and minds should become one by these mantras. Again, he would recite this mantra while seeing into her eyes, seeing into her face. Om Sumangali Riyam Vadhu Rimam Sameta Pashyata Saubhagyam Asmai Datva Yathastam Viparetana. This Vadhu is auspicious, Mangala Swarupini. I may obtain all auspiciousness along with her. Then he keeps her on his left thigh with love and care. Happily seated on her husband's lap, she then, that is on his left thigh, she sits. Then she recites these 7 mantra slokas and takes oaths again. Tirtha Vratodhyapana Yajnadanam Maya Sahatvam Yadikim na Kuryah Vamangamayami Tada Tvadiyam Jagada Vakyam Prathamam Kumari Kavya Pradanair Amaran Pitrunscha Kavya Pradanair Yedi Puja Yetha Vamangamayami Tada Tvadiyam Jagada Kanya Vachanam Dvitiyam Kutumba Raksha Parane Yaditvam Kuryaha Pasunam Paripalanam Cha Vamangamayami Tada Tvadiyam Jagada Kanya Vachanam Tritiyam, etc. All 7 mantras follow. That is, she is again promising. While doing all righteous deeds like Tirtha, Vratojapana or Vrata or Ujjapana, Yajna, Dana, etc., I will come to your left side and participate along with you. While offering havyas to gods or kravyas to Pitrudevatas in Agnihotra, I will be at the left side of you. I will be on your left side and give support to you in doing the works of maintaining the family, taking care of animals, etc. Thus, several other occasions are mentioned by her where she would stand by his side, giving full support. Thus, when one promised, how can they trespass them? The Vara is very much pleased by her words and says to her, Madhiya chittanugatam cha chittam sada madagnya paripalanam cha pativrata dharma parayanatvam kuryat sada sarvamimam prayatnam. So you always be interested in Pativratya Dharma. Be your mind fixed on me. Obey my feelings. Have interest in doing the actions befitting to my votes and keeping up your votes. With these words, he keeps Sindura at the Papita, the starting place of parting the hair into two parts on the forehead. That Sindura would remain there forever throughout her life. Every day, morning and evening, she has to keep that Sindura there, which is one of the Panchamangalya Chihnas, which protects the span of life of her husband. Seeing Sindura, people recognize that she got married and they will have respect for her. As a part of marriage, Vara shows Arundhati Nakshatra to Vadhu. The couple think of Arundhati, Vasishta and bow down to them. In our tradition, every newly wedded couple would be asked to see Arundhati star and salute to do pranama. Though in our Sanatana Dharma, innumerable Pativratas are there, only Arundhati Mata is being saluted here. Even Saptarshi Mandala is there, Arundhati Mata is also there. Even among Saptarshi Mandala, 7 Saptarshis are there, their wives are there, but Arundhati Mata is given such place. No other Mata, the other Matas are not seen along with Maharshis there in that Saptarshi Mandala, but only Arundhati Mata is seen by the side of Vasishta Maharshi, even in that Saptarshi Mandala. That is, she stood near him even when he turned into a star and went to the sky, the Antariksha. She never left him even for a second while here on earth and there in the Antariksha also. Similarly, each Vadhu should always accompany her husband throughout the life. To grasp this message, they asked the couple to see Arundhati Nakshatra. Thus, our Vaidika marriage sacrament is endowed with such several deep inner meanings and secrets. With such samskaras and mantras, they purify us. In marriage, they purify with such powerful mantras, Vara and Vadhu. But mostly Vadhu, because it is she who has to keep up the dynasty by getting children, and also she should keep up the happiness of the family members and prestige of the family. And also because at the time of Upanayana, while in that Acharya's ashrama, the Vara has undergone so many purifications. So now here this Vadhu is being purified with so many mantras and mantra prakriyas. Many items of social security and well-being of mankind are hidden in all the samskaras given to us by our Maharshis. There are so many scientific, spiritual and health related inner meanings among several events of marriage. Before marriage only, the youth should know all these secrets and inner meanings and sanctity of marriage, and what marriage is, what sort of bondage is this, what promises they are doing, how they should lead their life, etc. Then if they all know all this and then celebrate the marriage, then that couple would lead ideal married life. Otherwise, they may fight with each other every day, creating havoc and disturbing the lives of children. The most important event among Vivaha is to keep up the paste of Jeera and Jagari. Jeera, Jeelakarra Bellamu paste we say on the heads of bride and bridegroom. Exactly on the Supamuhurta decided, the priest makes both of them to keep that paste on the heads mutually. At that time, at least for 5 minutes, the bride and bridegroom should see into the eyes of each other continuously without moving the eyes hither, thither, either for photos or for relatives or friends or anybody. That is their life. It is not festival. It is the kratu, vrata. When this Jeera Jagari paste is kept on the Brahmarantra sthana of Vara and Vathu, the magnetic power flows from the eyes into the eyes whom they see. So if she sees husband, she loves him. If she sees somebody else, that love turns away. Even that Vara, if he sees into the eyes of Vadhu, he loves her. If he sees someone, that sanctity has gone. So they get the feeling of love and affection and attraction arises in them with this Jeelakarra and Bellamu, we say, which develops later on and becomes so strong that they become physically and mentally, spiritually also inseparable. Just as once when Jeera is made into powder and mixed with Jagari, then we can never separate Jeera and Jagari. They become one. Similarly, the wife and husband also, they become inseparable couple. This mixture got the magnetic power. So by keeping this paste on the Sahasrara chakra, that chakra gets opened. And by the touch of the sparsha of the hand, both of them get affection and love mutually, which enters into their bodies through Sahasrara chakra and passes on till the toes, the whole body. All this process takes place even without our knowledge. That love which originated in their hearts and transmits through the eyes, and they become one with the bond of love and responsibility. This is the most scientific secret behind our marriage ceremony. By keeping this Jeera Jagari paste, we consider that the marriage is completed, celebrated, done. Yet they make Vara to tie the Mangala Sutra on the neck of Vadhu, which is also having great significance. That is Mangala Sutra Dharana, we say, tying the auspicious thread in which the forms of Navadurgas, goddesses, 9 forms of Mangala Gauri Devi, Devata exists, resides there in the tantus, the threads, and give Mangalya to her by giving longevity and protection to her husband. So the Vara ties Mangala Sutra on the neck of Vadhu and puts 3 knots. Those 3 knots are considered as Mahakali, Mahalakshmi, Mahasaraswati Devatas. The Mangala Sutra got 9 lines of threads. Navatantu we say. Tommidi Pogulu we say. Deities, that is 9 deities exist there. Deities reside in those threads and protect the Vara and Vadhu as long as it stays on her neck. So later both the Vara and Vadhu pour talambralu over their heads. Even though that is considered as Veduka, the entertainment, yet there is Shastra Jnana. Achatmikata is also there. And desire of happy life here in this world and also hereafter is given there in the form of mantras. So by Tandula, that Tandula means rice. So with that rice, they get the blessings of gods, Chandra, Surya, Mangala Devata, Rudra, Shiva, etc. All gods. And then 9 Mangala Gauri Devata Rupas, Swarupas. First they pour, first time when they are pouring this talambralu over the heads, the Vara says to Vadhu, Prajame Kamaha Samruddhyatam. I wish good children for us. That is the main purpose of marriage. Second time when he is pouring the talambralu over her head, pure rice only they have to pour here without mixing anything. Then he says, Pashavo me kamaha samruchyatam. Our cattle should grow. That is, our prosperity should increase. Nowadays, in those days, cattle, padi panta, we say, that is the wealth. Now, third time when he is pouring this rice over her head, he wishes, Yajno me kamaha samruchyatam. The yajnas I perform should increase and you should cooperate with me in doing all the yajnas. Later on, they pour both of them pour talambralu happily, enjoying happy wholeheartedly. In our Sanatana Dharma Sampradaya, marriage is called as Panigrahanam. To hold the hand of Vadhu is considered as marriage. That is why in our tradition, women never touch the hands of Parapurushas. Our Sanatana Dharma, never, even girls when they, after 10 or 11 years, a girl should never touch the hands of Parapurusha. After marriage, she can touch her husband's hand. Before marriage, she got the right only to touch either father, brothers, and all relative brothers, elders, from Pitru, that is Babayi Pedanana, as we say, elders. Even if anyone come to the house, we keep normally the glass of water also on the ground or on the table. We never give it to the hand of Parapurusha. That is our Sampradaya. And we ask them to take and they take water and okay. And in fact, in the olden days, when any gents come, that is Parapurushas come to the house, they used to keep the curtain and ladies remained inside only. They never used to come out till they leave. But they give all tiffin or anything to the hands of husband or children and they pass it on to them. In the marriage, Vara takes the hand of Vadhu and takes her to the Vedic altar. He holds her hand and takes her to the Vedic altar. Adhainam Uttaraya Dakshine Haste Gruhitva Agnimapya Aniya. This is how the mantra goes on. There they do a Pradhana Homa. Thus, to hold the right hand of Vadhu is called as Panigrahana. Then Janaka Maharaja, at the time of offering Sita Mata to Sri Rama in the marriage, he said like this, Iyam Sita Mama Sutta Chaye Vanugata Tava Praticha Chainam Bhadramte Panim Gruhnishva Panina. That is Panigrahana. By this we know that Panigrahana is marriage. The priests of both Vara and Vadhu recite the Pravara of their Gotras. At the time of Kanyadana, bride's father washes the feet of Vara, considering him to be Lakshmi Narayana Swarupa Vara. And with the mantras, he worships him, pouring water and washing the feet. Sri Lakshmi Narayana Swarupaya Varaya Idam Asanam, Idam Arkyam, Idam Padyam, etc. With such mantras and Namostvanantaya Sahasramurtaye, Sahasra Padakshi Siroru Bhakave, Sahasra Namne Purushaya Shasvate, Sahasra Koti Yugatharine Namaha. While offering ahutis in yajna, we say Agnaye idam namama, Indraya idam namama, etc. While doing any danas also, we say similarly, but at the time of Kanya Dana, the father offers his daughter's hand to Vara, but he never says and should not say Namama, because even after marriage, she is his daughter only, their daughter only. So at the time of Kanyadana, they say these shlokas. Kanyam Kanaka Sampannam Kanaka Paranair Yutam Dasyami Vishnave Tupyam Brahmaloka Jigishaya. With the desire of saying in Brahmaloka, I am offering my daughter's hand to you. Kanye Mam Agrato Bhuya, Kanye me Devi Parshvayo, Kanye me Sarvato Bhuya, Twaddanan Moksha Mapnuyam. I should get moksha by offering this dana. Vishwamphara Sarvaputa Sakshinyasva Sakshinyaha Sarvadevataha Imam Kanyam Pradasyami Pitrunam Taranaya Vai Kanyam Salankrutam Satvim Sushila Sudhimate Prayatoham Prayachami Dharma Kamartha Siddhaye. So by doing Kanyadana, he gets moksha. They want to do Kanyadana with the desire of acquiring Brahmaloka. Also, they say Dasha Purvesham, Dasha Aparesham, and including their generation, they should get salvation. That is the greatness of Kanyadana. After the marriage is over, the priest ties the Uttariya of Vara to the Pallu, we say. Another sari will be worn by this Vadhu along with that sari at the time of marriage. So, to the Pallu of that sari of Vadhu, the priest makes a knot that is called as Brahma Mudi, the knot made by God Brahma, which can never be opened by anybody else throughout their life. The knot of Brahmadeva. Tato Vadhuvara Chelanchalayoku Suvarna Phala Samhitam Uttarenanuvakena Brahma Granthim Gratnati Yoga Kshemasya Kluptyai. For the safety of Vara and Vadhuvaras, to make them Mithuna, Janta, Dampati, to make them Santanavanta, for bringing Patnitva with the wish that both should together perform yajnas. Thus, with so many Subhakamanas, the priest tells the mantras, Yo Vaitam Brahmano Veda Amrutena Amritam Purim, Tasmai Brahmacha Brahmacha Ayu Kirtim Prajam Daduhu. Brahma Granthi Muhurta Sumuhurtostu. With this mantra, the priest puts the knot. That knot till she enters into mother-in-law's house. Now, another important event in the marriage, while reciting the mantras, in fact, 10 minutes complete. Reciting the mantras, Vadhu is asked to press the Sannikallu stone. Atishtena Mashmana Mashmevatvam Stira Bhava. Apithishta Prutanyataha Sahasva Prutanayataha. Vara and Vathu take a decision that they also will be as strong as this stone, Sannikallurai, and stay firm whatever incidents may occur in their life. In Lajala Homa, bride's brother also participates and Vara gives him clothes and honors him. Vara keeps Pelalu, the fried rice, into the hands of his wife. Then she goes round that Vedic altar, the fire, and then offers them to Agnihotra, wishing the long life of her husband. Wife and husband perform Homa and pray Aryama, Surya Bhagavan, through Agnideva. Both Vadhuvaras take hands full of water and offer Arghya to Saptarshis, and specially to Arundhati and Vasistha with the mantras. Kashyapotri Bharadwajo Vishwamitrotha Gautamaha Vasisto Jamadagnischa Saptaite Rushayas Tatha Patni Sahita Sapta Rishipyaha Namaha Idamarkyam Samarpayami. Arundhati Mahadevi Vasista Priyapamini Dampatyoh Rakshanarthaya Idamarkyam Dadamyaham. Arundhati Devyai Namaha Idamarkyam Samarpayamyaham. So saying, both offer these arghyas. Now, Stalipaka is another important event in marriage. In Stalipaka, the Vadhu cooks rice for the first time after her marriage, and both wife and husband perform Homa and offer that rice with cow ghee to the gods through Agnihotra. This makes it clear that the Vadhu, as soon as the marriage is celebrated, started to cooperate her husband in doing Daiva Karyas and Yajna Yagadi Kratus. Another important event is Nagavalli. In Nagavalli, Vara puts Mattilu, silver rings, to the second finger of both the feet and puts on black beads chain also over her neck. Those black beads should be put into thread by unmarried girls, Kannelu, we say Kanyakas. The silver rings of feet stimulate the nervous system there, by which her uterus will be protected and her mind gets peace and becomes cool and pleasant, and she could control her feelings and gets a dignified behavior. By wearing the chain of black beads, she will be protected from evil sight also. Naradrusti dosha will be removed, Parihara. To remove even the black beads, remove the defeat of even serpents, they say. Sarpa dosha also will be removed by keeping black beads on neck of girl. Black color is the favorite color of Senaiswara. So by wearing black beads, even Seni doshas will not occur in her life. she will be taken care and protected. In marriage celebration, they make Vadhu and Varas play a sort of spectacle or show called as Parvati Parameswara Sallapa or Prathananguliya Veduka. The priest tells Vara and Vadhu that he will drop the golden ring in a container full of water, and whoever takes the golden ring first, their words will win, and other partner would listen to their words throughout the life. So both of them keep the hands at once into the pot, and then mutual touch of hands inside that water creates intimacy to both of them, and whatever fear or hesitation may be there in that girl or boy, that decreases. In the Vivaha Mahotsava, sprinkling of Vasanta, handing over of Vadhu to Vara and his family members. Prior to that, Vara and Vadhu give Dampati Tambulas, and Bomma Appagintalu, etc. are to be celebrated like a good festival. The most important events of Vivaha Kratu or Snataka Mahotsava for the Vara. Snataka Mahotsava is the most important item among marriage items for Vara, and Gauri Puja is the most important item of event for Vadhu. Gauri Puja is very auspicious and very essential. The male marriage people celebrate Snataka, and then that is Magapellivaru, we say they, Vara's parents, they celebrate this Snataka, and then marriage takes place. In Snatakotsava, the Vara takes permission from his parents to go to Kasi and study further. He says, Aham Kasim Gamishyami. Then the bride's brother comes there and requests that he should marry his sister and become Gruhastha. And then Brahmachari accepts for that, and then the marriage takes place. The Vadhu will be given Gauri Mantra by the priest without Bijaksharas at that time of marriage. She worships Mangala Gauri Devi while chanting the mantra and worshipping with Kunkuma. The longevity of her husband depends upon her this Gauri Mantra Japa, that is, and this puja. That is why at the time of doing this Gauri puja, even if friends come or disturb, she should never get deviated. Her mind should be concentrated on the mantra and the deity in front of her. Then, as a last event of marriage, the bride will be handed over to her husband, and all the members of the family, his family, with the mantra, Astavarsha Bhavet Kanya Putravat Palita Maya, Idanim Tava Dasyami, Dattam Snehena Palaya. The mother of Vadhu keeps rice, green gram, and then a root called Kanda. Kanda Pilaka, we say, in the upper garment of Vadhu, puts a knot and ties it to the waist of Vadhu while sending her to her in-laws' house. Rice is for peace of mind, green grams for coolness, and this Kanda Pilaka indicates that her dynasty should develop well, just as one Kanda Pilaka gives birth to innumerable such sprouts. Behind all the events of our Vivaha Samskara, there are several scientific reasons, and well-being of human beings are there. So this Vivaha is a kratu or a yajna, a very pious activity, and not just a celebration as a festival. In fact, all people are aware of the procedure of marriage and all the events, but so only antararthas and the most important significance of certain events are to be known, which I have explained now. Sorry for taking a long time. Swasti, and now our Shodasa Samskaras topic is also completed for present course. Sanatana Dharma and Shodasa Samskaras, we have just completed a little. Sanatana Dharma, we have just started speaking, and then Shodasa Samskaras, we have learned a little by this, I think. Swasti, and thank you all for spending your time and listening to me. And I thank wholeheartedly our Veda Samskruti Samiti and also Sri Akella Hemakanta Prabhakara Rao Mahodaya, and Sri Dr. Amarendra Babu Garu, and all other concerned people, and Dr. CSR Prepu Garu, and all others whoever are involved in this 3-month Sanatana Dharma course. I thank God Parameswara for giving me this opportunity. Thank you. Swasti.
Dhanyavadah, Visalakshi Mahodaya. In fact, you are the lead person in this course. You yourself are the Vice President of VSS Sanatana Dharma. So you occupy the important position in organ.
Director for this Sanatana Dharma 3 months course.
Yeah, okay. Understand. So any questions you would like to take? Any questions? Somebody.
I think we don't have time for questions, and let's go for Pradhana and close. I think we are shorted.
Since this is the last
Okay, one question.
day.
If any questions are there, if you put in chat box, and if they are sent, if it is necessary to answer those questions, then I will just answer in the group.
Right. I think it's better. We'll put it in the group. They can put it in the group. We can answer it.
Then they.
Okay. I will unmute. I request everybody to thank Visalakshi Mahodaya.
Okay.
అమ్మా థ్యాంక్ యూ అమ్మా ధన్యులమైనమ్మా మీ నుంచి
ఎంతో అదృష్టం ఉంటే కానీ ఇలాంటి సెషన్ వినలేము. చాలా బాగా చెప్పారమ్మా.
ఇన్ని విషయాలు
చాలా
వివరంగా
ధన్యవాదాలు.
చెప్పడం ఎక్కడ ఉండదండి. అంత చాలా అదృష్టవంతులు మేము అందరం మీ దగ్గర నుంచి స్వయంగా ఎన్ని విషయాలు తెలుసుకోవడం నేర్చుకోవడం.
విశాలాక్షి గారికి నమస్కారం, శతకోటి వందనాలు. చాలా గౌరవనీయంగా చక్కగా చెప్పారు. చాలా ఆనందంగా ఉంది. మన ట్రెడిషన్ సనాతన ధర్మాన్ని మళ్ళా నేను పునరుద్ధరిస్తున్నారు. అది మాకు కావాల్సింది.
ధన్యవాదాలమ్మా.
ధన్యవాదాలండి. ఇంత లాంగ్ గా చెప్పడం అనేది చాలా 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 అద్భుతం అమ్మా. అద్భుతమైన కౌశలం ఉన్న మిమ్మల్ని నిజంగా మీ దగ్గర నుంచి ఇవన్నీ వినడం అనేది మా పూర్వజన సుకృతం అనాలమ్మా.
చాలా డీటెయిల్డ్ గా చాలా బాగా చెప్పారు.
2 hours చెప్పారు. అటెస్ట్ ఇచ్చి మాట్లాడారు. చాలా గ్రేట్ అమ్మా. మీరు చాలా you got full knowledge about this.
Gupta ji also wants to say.
Thank you.
అమ్మా నమస్కారం తల్లి. మీరు సనాతన ధర్మం గురించి అమ్మవారిని
Gupta ji quickly.
ధన్యవాదాలు మాతాజీ. నాకు చాలా బాగా నచ్చింది. నా ఉద్దేశంలో ఈ వివాహ సంస్కారం గురించి వివాహం టైంలో ముందు కనుక చెప్తే బాగుంటుంది భార్యాభర్తలకు. పెళ్ళైన వాళ్ళు కూడా కనీసం ఇప్పుడు వింటే కొంతన్నా కూడా ఉపయోగం ఉంటుందని అనుకుంటున్నాను. మీరు ఏదైనా పుస్తకం రాస్తే బాగుంటుందండి, మా అందరికి ఉపయోగపడేట్లుగా.
మ్యారేజ్ డే అని చేసుకుంటున్నారు కదా, అప్పుడు ఇవ్వచ్చు ఈ గిఫ్ట్.
అవునండి,
అందరు పిల్లల మ్యారేజ్ డే కి ఈ విధమైన గిఫ్ట్ ఇవ్వండి. వాళ్ళకి మళ్ళా శాస్త్రాన్ని గుర్తు చేసుకుని వాళ్ళ జీవితాన్ని ధన్యం చేసుకుంటారు.
మీరు ఒక బుక్ అమ్మా, మీరు పుస్తకం రాసినట్టయితే అందరికి హెల్ప్ చేసినట్టే అవుతుందమ్మా.
నేను చెప్పినదే ఒక బుక్ లాగా ప్రింట్ చేసేస్తే మన వేద సంస్కృతి టేకింగ్ లాంగ్ టైం. తెలుగులో ఎప్పుడో లాంగ్ బ్యాక్ చెప్పాను, అది పాటి బుక్ లా వచ్చింటే బాగుండేది. షోడశ సంస్కారాలు, మ్యారేజ్ సపరేట్లీ, వివాహం
ఈ పుస్తకాలు వస్తున్నాయండి. దే ఆర్ అండర్ ద ప్రాసెస్. ఐ థింక్ విల్ గెట్ ద బుక్స్. VSS is trying hard. They'll get the books.
Oh, nice. Excellent, sir.
We'll be happy enough.
పుస్తకాలు ప్రింట్ చేయడంలో మా వంతు సహాయం మేము ఏమైనా చేయగలిగితే చేస్తాను తప్పకుండా.
థ్యాంక్ యూ. థ్యాంక్స్ a lot.
మేము కూడా మేడం.
Very nice.
అవును మేడం.
Okay. Now let us do prarthana.
स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्याय्येन मार्गेण महिमैषाः। ओ ब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु। काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः अपुत्राः पुत्रिणः सन्तु पौत्रिणः अदनाः सदनाः सन्तु जीवन्तु शरदां शतम् सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ॐ असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतंगमय। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ।
धन्यवादः Ananthan ji. Now let's do Janaganamana and then close. Start Janaganamana. Go ahead.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उज्ज्वल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे जय हे जय हे। Should I close?
Yeah, let us close.